Welcome to Cashflow Savannah podcast. I am here with Chandler. How you doing?
Good. How about you?
I'm good. I have a bone to pick today, and we are here to talk about the things, the crap hotels can get away with that people like Chandler and myself, we get screwed every single time. Huh, Chandler?
Yeah, no, I've seen a thing or two.
As have I. And what brought forth this conversation was a few weekends ago, Chandler and I were both in Miami. We went there for work, and we worked pretty dang hard, and we finished late, very late in the day. And then we had to eat, and then we needed a place to stay. Well, Chandler had a friend there that he could stay with, so he was good. So he took off. My husband was there, and Don was driving, I was in the passenger seat, and I booked myself a hotel on Marriott.com. This is a Friday night, 10 o'clock at night. Marriott.com, found a hotel, booked it. My husband and I showed up in Miami. And as soon as we walked in the door, they said, "You have a reservation?" Yes. Gave them my name, showed them the reservation. And they said, "Sorry, we're sold out." And I said, "What?" I mean, we're pretty much in the hotel business. I'm shocked by this. I said, "What? We're sold out." Well, luckily, that night there's a Hilton next door, and so we went from Marriott to Hilton, and we were fine. And did I leave a scathing review? No. Was I upset? A little bit, but whatever. That's what I get for booking late at night. So anyway, then the story continues the next day, Chandler.
Yeah, no, same. We get to Key West. We fly from Miami to Key West, and we like to book our stuff late. We know a thing or two about booking late.
True.
So we show up to the hotel in the Key West, and they're like, "Hey."
We booked it a different way, though.
We did. We booked through, or I booked through Expedia.
Yes, I did as well.
Yeah,
I booked through Amex, which is Expedia. So we each separately booked hotel rooms on two different platforms, but we booked the same hotel because we were sharing all the same transportation.
Yeah, and what's the crazy thing is it's like 5 spots available. I remember seeing 5 rooms available, get it now, and I'm like, okay, there's plenty. And then we get there, and they're like, "Oh, you cannot check in here. We are booked out." And we're just kind of like, "Oh." Then I walked over to you, and you got the same
story,
the same treatment.
They said, "We are overbooked by 2 rooms. 1, 2. And we were like, "Really? Like, your Expedia software isn't matching up with your Marriott software?" And I was like, "I just booked last night on Marriott software, and they were also oversold." They were kind of trying to tell us it was a glitch.
Yeah, they
in the system
have a story for everything.
Right. And you understand, these are 2 people that really understand these systems that work with hotels, and the booking is, and there's no glitch. They set it up to oversell, basically. It really wasn't a glitch. But again, for me, second night in a row. For Chandler, first night. We're now in Key West, middle of the day on a Saturday, and we have no hotel. And I was like, well, this kind of sucks, because in our world, which is the short-term rental world, we can't do that to guests. Have we ever done that to a guest?
I don't know.
There have been times, I'm going to say, like maybe a sewer leak. One time we had an owner that was just flat out not going to allow the guests to stay. Like, we've had a couple of times.
We didn't want to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
It was never our choice, but there was an alternative situation. And in the situation when the house is truly broken to where no one can stay, Airbnb and the other platforms tend to be fairly lenient. We haven't had too much issue, and we always try to find the guests an alternative place to stay. And we almost always can, because we have a big enough portfolio. But in the case just recently where the owner just flat out said they will not be staying here, this owner had some mental issues, I think, going on. We don't manage for them anymore, but we flat out got fined by Airbnb $1,000 just for canceling that stay, which was not our fault, but we had to eat that. And I'm still a little bit salty from it.
Yeah, which hotels could get fined like that, right?
Right. I was wanting to go, if you were getting fined $1,000 for kicking me out, PS twice.
Yeah.
I mean,
that wouldn't be a problem.
Right? I'm pretty sure they would never book at that point.
Yeah. Not to mention, we went to the next hotel. Your room was ready.
True. Oh.
Yeah, wait.
That's true.
You need to wait a couple hours. Because your room's not ready.
That's true. 4 people, 2 rooms. We have to throw all of our stuff in one room and then just take off.
Yeah.
But you're right. The second room was not ready.
Yeah,
Did you curse anyone out? Did you leave a bad review at that point? Like,
nah.
I didn't either. Like, I don't even think they were that worried about it.
We would have gotten a 2-star.
You say that again.
You think we would have gotten a 2-star review?
I think the guests would have been furious.
A free stay.
We've had this issue where the cleaners just, there's been so many times, not to bash the cleaners, because someone will leave at 10 or 11 that morning and the house is so trashed that sometimes it's very hard for us to have it ready at check-in. So we have had an issue where we've had to say, hey, we are not ready yet. Please drop off your things.
Yeah.
It definitely happens.
Not very often at all.
Not often. That is
but this
exactly
room just
right.
wasn't ready.
Right. It wasn't ready. But it was a great hotel.
No, I'm not trashing them. I like this hotel a lot.
I did too. Yeah, overall. Cool. The funny thing is, though, this was a good heart attack for me. Like, the 4 of us went upstairs, and we'd never stayed at this hotel. And Key West has all these older houses. And we hit the top of the stairs, and there were 2 labeled doors that gave us, all 4 of us had a heart attack. You remember what those doors said, Chandler?
Yeah, it was the bathrooms, like a community bathroom.
It said bathroom on one, and it said shower. And I'm like, OMG, because we just booked the hotel like that because we didn't have a place to stay. And I'm like, did I book a room without a bathroom? Like, I was really scared.
Yeah, I was a little nervous too. I was like, I'm just not going to shower the entire time.
Just the thought of like walking out of the hall and
no.
Luckily though, we checked in and both of our rooms had.
Well, what did you think about the cleaners peeping through your windows though?
That was my next.
That's another 1-star review.
Yes, and did I review anyone negatively? No, I did not.
Yeah.
But the next morning, my husband and I were ready, thank goodness. And Chandler and his girlfriend were not. They were still getting ready, and it wasn't a big deal. But we were just. I'm trying to say we were casually waiting in our room for them to be done so that we could check out. And it was not 11. Checkout time was at 11. This is between 10 and 11. So I understand that they wanted to clean. But so we're just waiting on Chandler and his girlfriend. And not 1, not 2, but 3 different cleaning people came by to see if my husband and I had left yet. All 3 of them separately. And of course, these are doors. It's like windows everywhere, which is great. And they had shutters on the windows, so you could, turn them up or down for privacy. And they happened to be open because I don't like to be in a room with closed shutters. So we're in the room, and each person, like every 15 to 20 minutes, someone would come over to our door, which is all glass, and they would just go like this to look inside. And like the only thing in our room was this bed. Like, it's not like there's any furniture. We're just in this basic hotel room. And Dawn and I are sitting on the bed, and we're like, hey, we're still here. We're now waving to the cleaning people. And when the first one came by, I was like, ew. But whatever, we were dressed. The second guy came by, and he starts going like this. And my husband actually opened the door. He's like, hey, we're still here. We're going to leave. He like pushes my husband out of the way to look in and sees me on the bed and is like, oh, hello. And I'm like, isn't a guy at the door enough?
Yeah.
And then a third lady came and was, looking in the windows, and we're like, hello, we're still here. It was just this really cringy moment for me. Have you ever gone to one of our houses, Chandler, and like looked in the windows?
No. I don't even like going just when a guest is there at all. Can't stand going when a guest is there, so.
I want them to feel like it is their home. I want them to feel like it's privacy. We do have to go by the house sometimes, though, and drop off things. And
something.
But to me, we're always very respectful. We let them know. We knock. All of these things, I kept saying, Chandler, if we did this at one of our short-term rentals in Savannah, they would trash us. We'd probably get kicked off of Airbnb.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, it's kind of, it sucks, but what you gonna do about it, Can't do a whole lot.
I feel, though, this is my biggest beef, though. One of the platforms, and it happens to be the biggest one, Airbnb, has created this structure around the review system. And ideally, the review system is fantastic because you can go, oh, this house has all these 5-star reviews. It's a great house. But the guests have learned to weaponize the review system against the host.
Yeah.
And it's like we almost can't, you pretty much have to be perfect, to get that 5-star review. And unfortunately, it's very hard to be perfect. So.
Well, that and guests had like weaponized like just knowing how to get money back. Like they know it. Like they're just like, oh well, just give me the cleaning feedback. And I'm like, you've done this before. Like you just saying it like that. Like you've done this before. Oh well, it's a couple nights free since we have this. And I'm just like, man, like you can go to just about any house probably and like start threatening.
You can find something.
Host and like, yeah, and getting some nights free and cleaning and all that. Easy.
This is God's honest truth. And I stay in a lot of hotels and Ritz-Carlton all the way down to Holiday Inn.
Yeah.
I have found a hair, I'm pretty sure, in every hotel I've ever stayed in.
Yeah, no
and
doubt.
I've never raised Cain. I've never demanded anything back. And part of it is the fact that the guests can see that cleaning fee. I understand that kind of makes us all a target.
Yeah.
Although it does cost us a couple $100 to get the entire house cleaned and the bed. You know what I mean? Like that's an expense that we can't do much about as hosts.
Yeah.
So
that's one thing that I've learned. The guests are just like, they know what they're doing when it comes to that.
Yeah.
It's like one host is like giving them money back, and now it's like, oh, I can get money back like this. And now they're like, game on.
Yeah.
So
I'm to the point now, though, I've been doing this so long, and I've been at this point for many years, actually. I try not to give money back. If I sense from the guests that they're just not a nice person, I'm going to say, and they're probably going to trash us anyway, I'm going to keep the cleaning fee, even if there was a hair or, there some kind of small issue, because I'm going, well, if they're going to give me a bad review either way, why would I give money back? I'll just take the bad review. Yeah. But I'm really bitter when I give money back and they give the bad review. Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like people think, oh, great, I got money back and now I'm going to trash them. And it's like, thanks. Yeah. So I'm like, well, if you're going to trash me anyway, I'm just going to keep the money in my pocket.
It's not a win-win for sure.
It's right.
So
we're, as short-term rental hosts, we're in a very difficult situation. And even hotels can't get that because clearly they have their own set of rules. They can turn you away and there's no consequence.
Because you can technically review hotels, but hotels don't really have that. It's not like an easy just to go and review it real quick. Where Airbnb is like pushing reviews, like just constantly sending messages like, hey, review this person, or they review you. And it's just like constant reviews.
Well, and if you give an Expedia review, you're reviewing the entire property. You're not reviewing room 416.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're reviewing, 416 Marriott Street or whatever. Whereas a short-term rental, that you just have that one house. And I get it, but I can't help but be frustrated because I know how hard we work. And I've talked to many other hosts. They go through the same thing in that they're already doing the best they possibly can. And then you get a Karen to come stay with you. And it can cost you a lot of money. You know, a 1-star review really is going to stay with that listing for a long time.
They hurt, for sure.
They do hurt.
So
I'm almost so opposed. I just really don't even want to put out that negativity into the universe. Like, it would take a lot for me to give someone a bad review.
Yeah, it has to be, like, just crazy bad.
Right.
But, no, I've never done. I don't know if I've ever given a bad review. Just that it doesn't make sense for my time. I'm not even going to spend my time on this because my time is way more valuable than.
I agree. I probably have years ago. I have no idea. But I just figure the only way we can change the world is to, be that change. And
no, I agree. And then there's another thing that I like is, what is the discipline book? It's not coming up. But basically it's just kind of like take everything, like, just kind of blame it on yourself and fix it. Do better. Extreme accountability. Yeah, extreme accountability or extreme discipline. One or the other. I forget. That's kind of how I look at it. Oh, okay. Yeah. We just need to do better. You're absolutely right. I just kind of, And every time we meet, actually weekly at Sid Was Here, and that's always my biggest question is, did we get anything under a 5-star review this week? And if we did, I want to talk about it. I want to do better next time because there are Karens, but there are also things that we can, you can always improve on. It's funny because David Green asked me years ago. He goes, "Oh, I'll bet you just get so excited over those 5-star reviews," and I was like,
No, I delete those. That's my expectation.
easy, yeah.
The ones I open are anything under a 5-star review because I'm like,
Yeah.
what? We didn't get a 5-star review. So it's, sometimes those kind of hurt.
Yeah, they do. They do. So.
But at least we aren't like looking in people's windows.
Yeah, I've learned this is a business to where, you can't get your feelings hurt. You kind of just keep moving. Because if you get your feelings hurt too much, you won't survive at all.
That's
like
true.
You kind of just have to become numb to all the crap. Because there's always, you can have a multi-million-dollar house on the beach or a couple $100,000 house in the middle of a neighborhood. It's always going to be something.
It's always going to be something.
So
we're really good at communication. We always get very high marks for that, our responsiveness, and it's just tough. But it was just very interesting. We do travel a good bit, but just that weekend, the issues that we dealt with that weekend, and I was like, wow, okay. So I thought, hey, we're going to talk about this because I wish people would go a little easier on us, to be honest with you.
No, they won't. They're not.
They're not. No.
They won't.
Trying.
So property managers, please let us know if you have run into any situation like this. We run into it all the time. Give us some feedback what you've kind of run into, and please come back and listen to the next episode. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and share it as much as you can. And we appreciate you, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye-bye.